look at this train. Always wanted to see a train running down here, and my dream came true. Woo! Whatever your background, for most fell runners, the payoff isn't simply an impressive time or a cash prize. It's the community, being out in nature, and the sense of achievement in the face of adversity. Andy Holden with my lucky number 4 attached to his tie, Christmas tie. Cool.
I want the number 1.
Here I am here. Today is, what's today's date? 29th of December 2024. We are in Calderdale Valley, which is West Yorkshire. Is it West Yorkshire or East Lancashire?
West Yorkshire, I think.
West Yorkshire. And we are doing a race that is called, Andy?
Billberry Fields.
Fail race.
Forever.
And it's organised by Dan Taylor from Todmorden, Haworth. Is that right?
Yeah.
How long is it?
I don't know, is it 4.6 miles or something like that?
Something like that. And what's the elevation?
No idea. A lot of up and down.
I've got
tough little race.
Tough,
Proper
very tough, yeah. Very terrain. I've got my number on, 7. It's lucky because 1 at 7 is 8. And 8 is divisible by 4, and 4 is my lucky number. And Andy, what's your number?
Olga's favourite.
My favourite, number 4.
And you can't come in without a tie.
Woo! Missed that! Somebody's already gone on their bomb. There. That's a very sleepy descent. That's the last bit. That's where the registration is, in this lovely pub, Hare and Hounds.
And I think that's connected in part to the distinctiveness of the sport, also to the ways it enables us to interact with the environment, the natural world, and with a kind of a romantic vision of the British countryside that sees the countryside as a place of adventure and play that you can access in your leisure time rather than as a place of work or as somewhere that you barely interact with at all.
All the usuals. There's Rob here again. And Hillary. Hello, Hillary. And who else do we have? Hello, John is here. Happy New Year. Have you entered?
We'll have in a minute.
Cool. It's only £5, so.
Is it?
I think so. I'm not sure, actually. It is. Good. I'll film Antonio before he sets off. He's got a new jacket on today. The start of the race was about 500 or 600, maybe 700 meters away from the registration pub. So we all set off to find it and get there in plenty of time. Do you think someone lives there? Is it one family's house? Oh, done by hand. The start was to the left from that railway bridge. Johnny and his wonderful wife, who is running for Pudsey, first race today, is that right? Yeah. By the way, that's the end, you know, that's the where we finish. That's Johnny and his wife, Lena. Lena comes all the way from Peru. That's where the start is. Yeah. We are now starting to assemble at the start line. There was a good turnout of 71 runners for this low-profile race. There's Sean there. Dawn is not running then?
No, Dawn is sweeping.
Oh, that means we're going to be running together. Because I'm going to be last. Cool. I'm gonna have your company. Cool. I'll feel pressure now. I'll feel pressure because you're a good runner, and I'll be like, oh. And this is Dan, the famous Dan Taylor. He's so, Lewis, the helper. Do you know what I like about your races? You're so chilled about everything. You're not stressing out. You're always chilled.
Right.
Hi, John.
Yes.
There he is. Without the dog this time. Where's Archie?
He's at home with Janet.
Having a rest.
He's not as daft as we are.
Have a good race.
Yeah, thank you.
And our Simon. It's now time to get counted by the race organisers, so they know how many runners set off and how many runners to expect to come back. Hi Sean, how are you?
Oh yeah. If you don't see a flag for a minute or two, you've probably gone wrong. Just check. So that's about it. Get down to the pub afterwards. It's a great pub. They'll have food on if anyone wants some food. And are we ready, Lewis?
This video was filmed by Rob Powells from Bowl and Fell Runners Partner. Rob sent it to me and I thought it would be nice to include it into the video because I couldn't film the runners ahead of me. While the people are running, I'm going to include a bit of the audio from the BBC Radio 4 programme called On the Run with Helen Mort. In this programme she investigates the history of running in humans and also talks about fell running and her love of fell running.
And I think that's connected in part to the distinctiveness of the sport, also to the ways it enables us to interact with the environment, with the natural world, and with a kind of a romantic vision of the British countryside that sees the countryside as a place of adventure and play that you can access in your leisure time rather than as a place of work or as somewhere that you barely interact with at all.
Whatever your background, Richard believes for most fell runners, the payoff isn't simply an impressive time or a cash prize. It's the community, being out in nature, and the sense of achievement in the face of adversity.
This first tarmacy gravelly path was runnable, but gradually continuously going up. Hey! Wait! Wait another 15 minutes, then go after 15 minutes. No, 15 minutes. Come on, Simon. Tell us how you've been. What races you've done.
What races have I done recently?
Yeah.
Marden Ride,
Oh yeah?
which was a good
It
one.
wasn't snowy though this time, was it?
That's the first time I've done it.
Ah! What else?
Not many recently, to be honest. So this Thieveley Park at the end of September,
Oh yeah, I've never done it.
another good one.
Good.
What about yourself?
Not done, well, only recently. Once fell and Winsbury Naze and that's it.
Alright, where's one for in the Lake District?
Some fell running things go on, all day and night, or even longer than that. They go on for a very long time. And you go on for a few hours, and then you start suffering, and then you start suffering even more. And then eventually you get to a point where you just think, I cannot do this. I just can't cope with the pain, and I'm freezing cold, and I'm shivering. And really all I want to do is lie down and die. And then you think, well, actually, I can't give up. I'm somewhere out in the mountains. And then, always so far, I have always eventually ended up at the finish. Sometimes more dead than alive, but still you then look back and you think, a few miles ago or whatever it was, I thought I couldn't do this. I thought this was impossible, and now I've done it. And that is just such an amazing and empowering thing. We can become stronger than we realised we were. And, that's a fantastic thing to take through life, I think.
I've certainly learned more from the races I struggled to finish than the runs I coasted round. That's metaphorically and factually true.
Yeah. Hi, Louise. No chance catching up with Antonio now. Yeah. The route is now coming out onto Calderdale Way, a 50-mile circular route in Calder Valley. So this is just a part of it. Are you marshalling today or just walking? Ah, cool. Nice to see you, Helen.
I'm going to finish this episode with a running tradition that developed alongside that of the amateur track competitions. It's one that's close to my heart, and that of my dad, Andy.
When you first fell race, we had to lie about your age because you were supposed to be 17 to do a fell race. and you're only 16.
Oh yeah, I definitely remember that.
What is that in the west? Already running back? Is that the first runner already running back? Wow! Is that even possible? Amazing! Amazing! I didn't even know we come from this way. And the rest of them are taking a proper route. Well done, guys! Well done! See Rob, Boland. Hi! Yeah, the first runner came from like there, from the crags. Well done, everyone! Yay, Boland! Keep going!
But you did them too. We did them together.
I didn't do the first one. I did. Yeah, I used to go along to most of the fell races because they were nice village events. Although I know Helen wasn't always that impressed with the difference between the sort of prizes that the men got for winning and what she got, because she did nearly always win the women's.
In a way, fell running brought me out of my own dark ages. After giving up my childhood dreams of international middle distance running, it gave me a new focus and a new world to discover and enjoy.
Wow, today I can even see Studley Pike. I zoomed it in. It's better in real life. That's a wizard's head! I'm filming it in case somebody didn't notice it. Look how cool it is. Ooh! Lovely marshal there. Now we have this lovely downhill with this Calderdale Valley view opening up. Love this view. And Studley Pike is on the left hand side that way.
I remember the thrill of reading journalist Richard Asquith's 2004 book Feet in the Clouds for the first time, a book that has been credited with bringing fell running to the masses. What makes a good fell runner?
Yeah, we went the right way last time. We turned over here. Oh, it's easier with flags now, so I need to open the gate and close it. This is actually the Calderdale Way, but we're crossing it, turning off this way, and then coming back onto it again.
Do you think? What do you need?
In terms of being a good fell runner, as in being good at it, I think I concluded that you need 4 things, which is good half and lung, a very light frame, sure-footedness that comes from lifelong familiarity with the hills, and a disregard for pain and danger that verges on lunacy.
Mick, how did we miss this? On the recce, we didn't know it would be this way. I think we went down. We went all the way down and then ran at the bottom. This is a better way. I mean, it's more picturesque. It's slippy, but it's nice. And then it's that way. That's where we came from, and now it's down here. I had no idea it was this way. This is Bobwire, and the other one is Hollybush.
And I think if you have those 4 things, then you've got a lot going for you.
In a way, I feel the history of fell running is a microcosm of the development of running culture more generally in Britain.
Fell running and hill running in Scotland tended to be something that was just done by the lower classes, rural working classes. And so no one wrote about it, and no records. All we really know is that by the time people did start to write about it a bit in local newspapers in the sort of early 20th century, some of the oldest races have been going on for 50 years or so. I think what really changed in the 20th century was after the Second World War. I suppose after the First World War, but there was this sort of rise in people taking an interest in outdoor living. People wanted to get out of overcrowded cities and explore the countryside. And so more and more people started getting into just going out and hiking in the mountains. And then in the 1950s, really, there's that sort of slightly overlap.
This is the fun steep ascent on this race. It's kind of meandering. It goes up there where the forest is, the woodland area. Donnie Clark is the tail runner, and I think he's quite far away behind me. that makes me think that I'm not the last one. But it could be that he's giving me some leeway, so not to pressure me. Look, I love it. I saw the first runner even before I turned off and left to the first sort of a hilly ascent. He was already running down. He's so fast. From Calderdale Way, well, that's his playground. I think it's called Andy. We'll see who's going to be first. Well, he had a long lead, so I'll bet he's going to win. That's where I came from. From that road, Tamaki Road, through the farm, and that's where I'm going up. Still going up. I can't see that runner behind me. He was just behind me. Maybe he went the wrong way. I don't know. Richard, where are you? Well done, Richard! I can see him. He's going through. Wait, through the farm there. You can't see on the camera. So even though this race is quite short, it's only 4 and a bit miles, 4.5 maybe, and the elevation is decent, 1,300 feet. It's an AS race, but it feels very adventurous because of the varied terrain. I love this race. I love tough races like this.
And long distance things started coming up, like the Three Peaks race, for example, in Yorkshire. People were doing it so fast that it became a running race. And that tradition was a slightly more middle class, upper class sort of pursuit. That did produce a bit of conflict in the 1970s because the local people were professionals. You wouldn't have known it because they didn't earn any money, but yeah, there'd normally be a prize of £1 or £2 or a £5 or something for the person who won the race. So technically they were professionals. And meanwhile, the rich people were technically amateurs, even though they sometimes got silver cups and things like that. And maybe that contributed to the fact that a lot of the fell running tradition remained completely unknown outside the fell running counties. You know, no one wrote about what the great fell runners of the 1950s and 1960s got up to because they weren't even necessarily considered entirely okay as athletes. Some of them, they were professionals. That was a dirty word.
Thank you. Thanks. It's fun. This is where on Calderdale Way relay the route goes up. We're running down here now, but I don't think we're running all the way down the tarmac bit. We'll see. Well, they'll put the flags. Let's have a look. There she is again, Louise. You get around places very quickly. Well done. Did some people go down there or not? Yeah, okay. Hi. You can just go down here then. I'm saying it not to the runners but to the walkers. They were looking at the map. Like a muddy slide galore here. And this will be interesting where it goes because we weren't quite sure on the recce. Let's have a look. How they're going to turn us around. It's very heavy. Very heavy. Ooh. So, oh, Antonio! I can see Antonio. Same way as we went. The recce. It's very muddy here, very slippery. Woo. Antonio's running away from me. Can't catch up with him. A train as well. Cool. Can't hear now, wait. She's behind me. There's another person called Richard. There's Richard there as well. Yeah. Well done, well done. Oh, look at this train. I always wanted to see a train. running down here, and my dream came true. Woo! And that's the slippery slope here. Very slippery. Not yet. I nearly fell just warming up down here. Okay. I'm gonna go zigzagging. I don't want to fall. Oh! No matter where you go, it's slippery. Whew. Thank you. Thanks. How come you're not running? Thanks. Love that gate. Antonio's there behind me as well. Hillary. Hi.
Run. One of the most complex words in the English language. According to some, it's got 645 different meanings. I'm not going to try and get my head around all of them, but I think this abundance might be a sign of how important running and the idea of running is to us. This series is On the Run, and I'm Helen Mort.
Finish is there.
I'm a writer and poet, but before I was either of those, I was a runner. I'm following a trail through history to find out what running has meant to humanity and the role it plays in our lives.
Yeah, you counting Donnie Clark, who is a tail runner.
Donnie,
I can't be for Donnie today. Yes. On Antonio. Yes, Antonio in action. Keep going. Well done, Antonio. Look at that, fell shoes. People love the dirty fell shoes. Fell runners, please remove muddy shoes. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for coming today. Nice mild conditions today, so
Cheers. Colin! I saw you running, I was trying to shout you, but you were like running up the hill. You're getting about, don't you? I hope you enjoyed this video. I included bits and pieces from podcast series from BBC Radio 4 by Helen Mort, On the Run. I hope it was interesting for you.